Hello, everyone. My name is Nilay Patel. I am the owner and designer here at Silver Silk and More, and I want to welcome you guys to Tuesday Toots with me. Every Tuesday at 5:30 in the evening Central Time, I have a brand new, fun and easy and quick tutorial for you guys using Silver Silk and some other products with my friends from the industry. Tonight we're going to be using a Halstead cuff, which looks like this. And I thought it'd be really fun to see how we could wire wrap this with Silver Silk. I have this idea in my head. I'm going to sketch something out for you guys, and we're going to see if this works with the chosen materials. I've also got this really cool Vegas chain, which looks like this, that came from Jesse James Beads, in with the wire wrap. And I thought we could mix things up with the Pearlesque. So, I want to definitely get into that tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera around and we are going to sketch something out. So let's do this. There we go. All right. So real quickly, you guys, if you love this tutorial, you want to see more, please do subscribe and tell your friends all about me on YouTube. And if you love any of the products that you're going to see tonight, you can check me out on silversilkonline.com. These products, other products, I should say, came from Jesse James Beads. And if you want to check out their products, please go to www.jessejamesbeads.com. And this Vegas chain is pretty awesome. I love this. So I think this is going to pair well with the copper. Even though we've got a brass base here, I'm not that worried because we're going to be covering it with this Pearlesque chain. This is... And I think I just saw my friends from Jesse James Beads tune on. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining in. This is the antique copper Pearlesque chain, 3 feet for 14 bucks. So you get quite a bit out of this. And if wire-wrapped cuffs are your thing, you're going to get a ton of wire-wrapped cuffs out of this because we're not going to be using too much, which I'm excited about. Conserving our materials, but also getting a really great design in. Along with this, you're going to need your terminators. So these are the 4mm, which are also called the short terminators. There's another size that are 9mm long, which are a little bit longer than these, about double the size. As you can see that they're kind of doubled up there. So that would be the size of a long one. So I think the short one is just appropriate for this particular project. It's going to hide well, and it's going to really cap off those ends very professionally. All right, so the design I have in mind goes something like this. So we've got our cuff, right? I'm going to do my best to... I'm not much of a doodler, for even if I'm a graphic designer by day, but I can do my best here. We can kind of put out our cuff form there. Hey, Joan, thanks for joining in. We're doing a wire wrap cuff tonight. We've got our Vegas chain as sort of the first layer, right? And so these little spiky things are going to kind of represent that as the first layer. Here, we'll just make these chevron patterns because that's exactly what it is. And I wanted to see if it were possible to overlay the Pearlesque chain with our design tonight. And guys, for those of you tuning in, if you wouldn't mind giving a quick share on the social medias for this video, some of our friends sometimes miss it and are very sad about it. But I will try and stay on here as long as I can to make sure that everyone can tune in who is wanting to. I thought it'd be cool to kind of lay this right over this. So the sketch might not make a whole lot of sense here, but it gives me some sort of direction on where I want this cuff to go. So picture this with this as the first layer. Okay, and then we've got this, and you're probably asking yourselves, well, how the heck is he going to do that? Well, I think that's going to look so freaking cool if that can work together. What I want to do is I want to layer all of this with some wire. So I've got some 26 gauge wire right here. I happen to be using Parawire tonight. Not that the brand really matters, but you definitely want to craft wire with a lot of flexibility, I should say. And this happens to be the antique copper, which matches not only my knitted wire tonight, but also my cuff. And I'm using probably close to 3 feet of this. I don't know how much I will actually need, but I think 3 feet is a really good safe number to work with. That way I don't have a shortage. So I'm just going to clip this off and let's get started. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to set my 26 gauge wire aside for now, is I want to go ahead and put on one of my caps at the end here. And so I'm just going to get this out of the package. Oops. And these are really cool, guys. If you've not used Terminators before, I highly recommend having a couple in your inventory because you never know. These are great for earrings, the small ones are. But they're also just good for really like dainty cleanup work. I don't know how else to phrase that, I guess. Just something that you're trying to minimize, not really show off. I would recommend the taller Terminators for something that would be more, I guess, of a necklace design. Something that you'd really want to show that the metal is there. In this case, I don't really want to make a bit too big of a deal out of it, so I'm just going to use the short ones. I'm trying to look for my chain nose pliers here. But really, you just insert that little bad boy in and you like kind of crimp it together. And just tug on it to make sure it's not going to come out, but that looks pretty secure. There's actually teeth inside of this little end cap, and what it does is it just hooks onto that ball chain that's inside of this silver silk. So you don't need any glue or anything, which is pretty awesome. Alrighty, so what do we do to start this guy? Alright, I'm going to start with this one end on this side. And I need to anchor it so that way it doesn't slip and slide on me as I'm trying to work this through. So let's do this. Let's try and wire wrap. Oh, we got Mimi from Jupiter, Florida and the Beady Bunch loving this design. Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, we're going to anchor this, but I'm going to actually leave an extra bit of wire. That way I can clean up the end a little bit better towards the end of this project. I'm a huge, I guess, stickler for making sure that my design looks nice and tidy for every design that I make. So I'm just going to do this a couple times just to, again, anchor it. I'm going to probably unravel that a little bit later towards the end whenever I'm doing my final cleanup with this design. So now we have to figure out how we're going to get that lovely silver silk onto this. So what I'm kind of thinking is that if I layer this on top, just making sure that this goes directly to the end there, which it looks like it does. I'm thinking if I sew it through the silver silk and then around the base of it, of the cuff, I bet I could get that to work. So as you could see, this is really truly where the beauty of silver silk comes in, you guys. You just sew directly right through that knitted wire, right? And you can pull it through this little 26 gauge wire quite carefully. You don't want it to tangle or anything. And then just around the cuff. So it looks like this is going to work. Thank goodness, because you never know with these techniques, right? And so I'm just going to take my time and delicately like work through this chevron by chevron. And I think this technique is pretty easy. So you could really do this with anything underneath that's a flat chain, but this one just happens to be perfect. And I think some of this periwinkle is picked up through the rainbow tint of my silver silk Pearlesque chain. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is going to work. Yay! So you can see it's a very tidy job there. Like there's no wires or anything sticking up, and you get this really cool layered effect. The antique copper chain that I'm using kind of masks some of that brass color of this chain, so you're not seeing it a whole lot. So it's pretty cool. Many of you think probably I planned this out like way ahead of time and I really thought about it, but truly, like, I was sitting in my studio last night and basically frantically putting some of this stuff together of like, okay, what am I going to teach my crafters out there tonight? So I have a rough idea in mind, but usually this stuff just kind of comes together at the end. Oh, but I am loving this though. Like, what an easy technique. I don't have to be super perfect with where this goes in, but it does go into the silver silk pretty easily. And I'm just wrapping this along, you guys. There's like really nothing to this. Look at that. If you love this chain, by the way, this week, which ends Saturday, the Pearlesque chain is on sale. 20% off, I believe. Pretty good if you want to stock up. There we go. Let me try and get this back on camera. My habit is to put this design as close to my face as I possibly can. I don't know if you guys out there do that. Let's see. Let's see what everyone's saying. Lena says, looks awesome. Thank you. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for joining in. Majori is on too. All right. We got all our friends here tonight. This is awesome. Well, I've got quite a ways to go, so I'm sure I can kind of work my way around here. But you know what? Let's, like, while we're figuring all this stuff out, right, let's try and figure out what we're going to do at the end here, because really we can get some of you guys that are probably in a hurry tonight to do something else, some basic knowledge of how to end this. So we can probably finish up this one end together. All right, so I'm going to unravel this. As I said earlier, I knew I was going to do that at some point because I wanted to get a nice clean end to my design. So let's untangle that. If you want to really untangle your wire, you can actually use a pair of nylon jaw pliers here. Jesse James Beat says, love the texture in this project. Isn't this wonderful? I mean, this is going to really just be a pretty snazzy bracelet. I'm excited about it. Okay, so let's see if we can do a quick couple wraps here to make sure that everything is nice and tucked in here. Guys, I do love it when things work out. Tutorials wise. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. So far, I've been lucky. Gabriella says, love it. I love this technique too. It's so easy. I mean, truly, I'm making this in minutes. I just started, what, maybe 5 minutes ago? Okay, we got one more. But what I'm thinking is if I wrap it around a couple times and then tuck a little bit of that tail wire back into my silver silk, I bet that'll hide it. So let's try it. 2 times. Final wrap here at the end. That's the beauty about wire. I took a poll on my Facebook, you guys. By the way, if you love these Tuesday Toots and anything Silver Silk, check me out on Facebook. Not only do I have a Silver Silk Facebook page, but also we've started a group called the Silkies. So check them out too. But I did a poll today to see what people, or I should say my friends and crafters, wanted to see more of, or what their favorite preference in beading was. And a lot of it came to stringing and wire work. And I think wire work there was winning for a little while. And so I think I need to configure some more projects using wire, which is, I would say it's still not a comfort zone for me, but it's certainly something that I'm willing to try and design with. So I kind of just tucked it through my silver silk, and I'm basically just wrapping it back around. I think it broke on me there, but made it far enough into the silver silk to where it's comfortably staying. So that cleaned up the ends very nicely. You could see that the terminator does its job. And now we can continue with our design. Depending on how far I get here, I might have to finish the rest off camera, but we shall see. I'll stay on a little bit longer. But this is one of those things that I'm very, very tedious about, or not tedious, I guess. I'm very, I don't know, just very specific about how I want to make these wraps. And so I definitely want to spend some time making sure that I get this all perfect. Oh, guys, also, I've got a few more mystery boxes left. I just decided to do a random 15. I custom designed a pendant, laser cut acrylic pendant and included that in there along with a couple colors of silver silk to match it. So I'm not going to reveal what those are because that would take the mystery out of it, but definitely want to get your hands on those and probably should do it quick because I think I've only got like 6 left. Right, there we go. Oops. If your end gets kind of weird and junked up like this, what I do is again just take your nylon jaw pliers and straighten out that wire back to a needle. And then simply continue. There we go. It all just like kind of magically connects together here. Does what it needs to. But man, I love these cuff forms. Isn't that just spectacular? Like, how cool would that look on me? That's so fun. I love it. All right. So, what do you guys think? Do you love this technique? It sounds like from what I've been hearing that this is such a cool idea. I hope you all try it. So much texture. It is definitely a lot of texture. I love it. Love it, but it's also very minimalist in a way. Sarah Ellis, my friend, says it's going to be a beautiful piece when it's finished. Love it. Thank you, Sarah. I think it will be too. But yeah, it's not a gigantic piece either. It's a very dainty little cuff, I think, overall. There's not too many beads or anything crazy going on. And I've made some crazy pieces, believe me. So it's a really nice and easy piece. There we go. All right. Well, I think you guys got the basic concept of this, and I don't want to keep you on too long. So what I am going to do, I tell you what, guys, I am going to finish up this bracelet tonight, get this all wired wrapped pretty and amazingly, and I'm going to take a picture of it for you guys and post it online. I'll post it first in the Silkies group, so you'll definitely want to become a Silky and check that out. And I will also post it here on YouTube. So thanks. Let me turn this camera back around. There we go. Perfect. I absolutely am in love with this technique, and I cannot wait to finish it tonight. I think it's going to be so much fun to finish it. I love this color combination together. And of course, the Terminators we did cover as well. So really great piece. And yeah, I think I'll finish that up tonight. All right, guys, if you love this technique, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to check out the products on www.silversilkonline.com. You can also check out the cuff and the Vegas chain on the Jesse James Beads website if you want. That's www.jessejamesbeads.com. Otherwise, if you're on the Facebook and social media, Silver Silk is on both of the both Facebook and Instagram. So please check out both and follow me on there and become a Silky. All right, guys, until our next Tuesday toot, please keep it creative and fun and exciting. I enjoy seeing all of the inspirational works that you guys post on our Facebook group, and it inspires me to continue to create for sure. Every Tuesday, you guys, 5:30, you can catch me here on the Silver Silk YouTube channel. So again, keep it fun and inspirational, and we'll see you guys next week.